Of course, we get some, but most of them have a happy ending, thanks to our fine medical care. The most serious accident on the Cleveland Sandlocks that I recall is a fractured skull sustained by Ed Phelan in a Twilight League in 1937. He was near death for several days, was partially paralyzed, and lost his speech. Dr. Marcus sent him to Dr. Gardner, the eminent brain specialist at the Cleveland Clinic, who got him back in shape. The next year, he was playing softball in town. But serious accidents like that are rare. There are a few frequent, like the time a runner in a softball game collided with an infielder on a play at first base and flew into the air. He landed on his two hands and broke both elbows. But the most normal injuries are dislocations, sprains, and bruises.
Thank you, Doctor. Friends, it's a great feeling to know that your dollars have helped an injured kid receive hospital and medical care. But your money on Amateur Day buys even more than that. It'll buy bats and balls and equipment for thousands of youngsters, and be put to a great many other uses. John Nagy, the Recreation Commissioner of the City of Cleveland, is on the board of directors of this organization. He's in charge of Class E and F. John, how are the CBF funds administered for your end?
Well, Tom, outside of providing medical and hospital service for every player, we give full equipment, bats, balls, gloves, and catcher's outfits for the kids in Class F. And there are nearly 5,000 of them this summer. Then umpires' fees are paid, and 2 new balls are supplied for each game played in Class C. That's the American Legion's Press American Legion group. And also in the Class D for boys who cannot get backers. Boys who cannot get backers. Boys who cannot get backers.
John, tell us about this Class F League for kids under 15 years old. That's a great part of the CBF program.
You can see Class F baseball played all over the city, 5 days a week. Nearly 5,000 boys of all races, creeds, colors, and social and financial standings, ranging anywhere from 8 to 14 years of age. Their games are completely regulated as leagues anywhere are. Class F is sponsored by the Fisher Brothers Company and the Cleveland News, outfitted and scheduled by the Cleveland Baseball Federation, and supervised by the city's Recreation Division, which furnishes an adult on the sidelines to keep matters from getting out of hand. Almost 5,000 boys who are learning team play and respect for umpires' decisions and so forth is, I think, the largest counterattack on juvenile delinquency going on in Cleveland. In its 10-year history, Class F has placed 2 players in the American League, Paul O'Day and Hank Ruskowski of the Indians. The top semi-pro and amateur leagues of the city are now full of Class F graduates. And, Tom, this Class F is an experience in democracy for these boys, which is all the stronger because they never noticed it. A Negro boy in Class F is just a pitcher or a third baseman or an outfielder to his teammates. His physical variations are entirely secondary. The kids in Class F come from every nationality we have, but they have one thing in common. They all want to play baseball.
Great, but John...
Play baseball.
Great, but John...
Play baseball.
Great, but John, last year there was something like 3,000 boys in Class F. Now there are nearly 5,000. Doesn't this great increase of teams give you a few headaches no matter of getting diamonds to play for everybody?
More than a few headaches. We managed somehow, though. This year we had to build 10 additional diamonds. And, of course, we've been adding new diamonds every year in the past. Of course, the grounds is another big operation we've got to look after. As you know, we're starting the Class B games at 12:30 this year and playing the A games at 3:30. That means the B teams must be finished by 2:45 so the groundskeepers can have 45 minutes to get the field in shape for Class A games at 3:30. Also, we're buying fences for many of the fields to protect the public and save on baseballs. And each year, we're trying to add more lighted fields. We feel that night baseball for the kids is another way to keep down juvenile delinquency. Today, we have lights on 2 hardball diamonds at Brookside and Gordon, and at 3 softball fields, Glenview, Woodhill, and Kirtland Park. Of course, it costs money not only to install the lights, but to maintain them. And here's something you'll be interested in, Tom. By next spring, we're going to have lights at Edgewater.
Believe me, John, by next year you better have lights at Edgewater. Thank you very much, Dr. Sterling and John Nagy. There's another aspect of this thing which passes unnoticed for the most part. It's the department It's the department presided over by one of the real old-timers of amateur baseball in Cleveland. Take it from me, a guy who's done plenty for amateur baseball, and that, of course, would be Doik Navarro. Doik, how long have you been around?
Well, this is my 27th year in the National Baseball Federation organization, I'm in my 20th year as chairman of Class D. I've seen a lot of them come and go.
Doik, you're secretary of the Cleveland Baseball Federation, also secretary of the National Baseball Federation. Tell us about Baseball Federation. Tell us about the function of those offices.
I'm the secretary.